to the Space Summit, our annual Space Summit at NYSE, but last year you brought your miniature rover that we had all over the trading floor. Talk to me about some of the new innovations and technology that you're working on this year.
So that miniature rover is going to be flying early next year, launching on a SpaceX Falcon 9, landing on an Intuitive Machines NovaC lander. But this year, we're actually working on a lot larger scale systems. So our Lunar terrain vehicle, which is NASA's next generation of mobility on the lunar surface, it's about the size of a mid-sized truck, but that vehicle is what's going to build your habitats, your roads, your power communications. So it's going to be that infrastructure backbone vehicle of the moon.
Talk to me about what you hope to achieve, though, with this first launch coming up in early 2025.
This first launch is pretty incredibly important, not only for ourselves as a company, but for the broader space industry. It's the first sale of space resources in human history. So actually collecting resources on the moon and selling them back to NASA. We're going to be scouting the lunar South Pole, and that's where Artemis astronauts are going to be headed. And we're going to be prospecting for resources along the way. But we also got some great commercial customers, including Nokia, which we're helping them set up a communication infrastructure on another planetary body.
You know, investment and raising capital has obviously been a focal point for your further space exploration, and now you're going to be working with the public sector to help achieve these goals.
One thing that's pretty exciting about where we're at in the space sector and the space economy more broadly is we saw a slew of private investment come back in 2017 through 2021 that allowed early startups to kind of get their feet wet. Over the COVID era, that dipped down, and then a lot of the companies, the best survived and the best came out the other end with a massive market opportunity in front of them. So as these companies grow and scale, like companies like ours, we have tens of millions of dollars in revenue, pushing towards hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue. That's when we start getting prepared to look at the public markets for that kind of longer term expansion and making that next leap.
Talk to me about the importance of the public and private sector coming together, especially from your vantage point.
The importance of the public and private sector, you really saw it with SpaceX and that huge first example of them winning their COTS mission, right, which was a service cargo mission for NASA. That's what allowed them to get that leap. So when the government starts buying services and starts doing so at scale, it allows for new capabilities to come onto the marketplace and start providing services to other commercial entities and government entities alike. So with that public-private partnership, what you look for from a government side is to establish the new technology, to build the infrastructure, and then to enable it at a small scale. And then if it's a good technology, if it's a good capability, then that's what really allows it to explode into a commercial marketplace.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Justin, for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Trinity.